We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. All right, y'all. So as you guys all know, there's a video going viral on Instagram. And basically, it's of Bernice Bergos basically calling herself kind of checking in Angela Yee and kind of calling her out because she felt like Angela Yee disrespected her and called her a video vixen. And she's saying that she's not a video vixen. She's a bartender. She's an urban model. So I want you guys to go ahead and check out this video clip really quick. And I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Hey guys, it's your girl Bernice Bergos. Tomorrow I will be in the Breakfast Club. Tune in. Which I know, stop with this video vixen shit. It's not video vixen. We not, the other day, Lala was here or whatever. And, I heard the interview and you were saying, do you speak to the bartenders and video vixen? You know what I'm saying? Even though you was trying to, say my name, but it's like, you know me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
it's based on the show that she has.
Right. So you could have said, what about the young ladies that's on the show? Not video vixen.
I don't think I said.
No, you didn't. You said.
I gotta listen to it because I'm pretty sure I said
Bernice. Twice.
These young women that are on the show that you're producing, they used to be bartenders and I guess Instagram models. What kind of advice do you give them? Do you find that you're friends with them outside of the show? Do they come to you for certain things? Do you communicate with them? Or do you feel like it's a strictly business?
Just because Lala is up here and you're going to put Lala here and we down here.
Well, no, I was saying that because she has a show that she's produced, The Pleasure. Like, are you personally friends with people that you work with because you're producing a show? Because sometimes people don't want to get attached to people that's on the show.
The way you're saying it great right now.
Right,
right
that's
now,
what I was asking.
Last time, when I heard it, it was just like, oh, you speak to bartenders and video vixens?
Like Bernice has been in the headlines a lot lately because of the whole situation with T.I.
Right.
What advice did you give her?
I'm not going to get involved in anybody else's mess.
I got to listen back to that because I don't think I would have ever said it like that.
Yeah, and I'm like...
Because I actually know some of the women that are supposed to be on the show. And I thought the show was based on bartenders. And
entrepreneurs. Urban
But
models.
they used to be bartenders, right? Isn't that the...
Right,
okay.
right. But it's just like, how the way you said it.
You talk about the stigma around the word bartender.
Exactly. It's just like, just because we bartenders and
doesn't make you
vixen,
less than anybody else, you're saying.
I don't think I've ever tried to put somebody down for being a bartender.
That's the way I took it.
You just put DJ Clue down for being a bartender, so stop
it.
How did you hook up with Lala?
All right, so you guys just saw that video clip. So I know a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about the whole Bernice Bergos interview. And I haven't watched The Breakfast Club in like a few weeks. I've been trying to catch up. I haven't had time. But today I'm in my condo. I'm cleaning. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and check out Bernice's interview. You know what I'm saying? Because today I got time, cuz.
Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz.
Yeah, today I got time, cuz. So I sat here for the whole 51 minutes and listened to damn Bernice Bergos talk about her life story. And so let me go ahead and say this. I did enjoy the interview. I was so shocked at how many dislikes this Breakfast Club interview has. It has damn near as many dislikes as it does likes. So that goes to show you people are not feeling the fact that these Instagram models are becoming somewhat famous and becoming celebrities, okay? So, I learned a lot from watching the interview. Bernice was a young mother, which I've stated before in other videos I've done about her. She had her daughter at 15. Her daughter is currently 21. And she also has an 11-year-old daughter. I will never knock a woman who's out here getting her money and hustling. If people want to pay her $5,000 to do club appearances and they want to pay her $30,000 to go to Africa, in her words, she could have just said Angola. She talked about Africa, which is one big country. But people want to pay her $30,000 to go to Angola and, have 4,000 fans shout out her name and make her famous off of nothing more than her looks and her body. I say kudos to you, bitch. Get it, okay? I feel like there is some hatred towards her because she's a pretty girl and she did enhance her body, but at least she's honest about it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, so what? I got plastic surgery. I got illegal butt injections. Oh, well. But so I respect the fact that she does own that, but I don't respect the fact that she does try to play both sides of the fence. I noticed her getting offended by being called a video vixen, but the way we were introduced to Bernice Bergos was via music video.
I know what's on your brain. Your
probably hoping that
The girls in music videos are what people call video vixens. This name has been around since the damn late 90s. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's like me getting in my feelings, people calling me a YouTuber. Bitch, you're nothing but a damn YouTuber. You damn YouTuber. Okay. I'm not offended by that, bitch. I am a YouTuber. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, I'm like this huge journalist. I'm Oprah. I'm Wendy. No, I'm a girl with a damn YouTube channel. And that's okay. It's okay to say that you're a video vixen. I don't think Angela said anything wrong. Angela did not disrespect you in that clip with Lala. And I feel like Bernice definitely owes Angela an apology. You know, she says she's secure with herself, but at that moment with her going off about the whole video vixen thing, that shows some of her insecurities. And of course, we all have insecurities. You know what I'm saying? We're all human. And sometimes we can look at something and interpret it totally different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what she did with that whole Angela Yee situation. Whereas we solid. We didn't see a big deal, but for whatever reason, Bernice got so offended and she got so hurt by that. And it was really nothing to be offended or hurt about. And especially being that that's not even Angela Yee's character. Like, she really doesn't go out her way to like diss people or be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty neutral when you watch her on The Breakfast Club, and that's why I like Yee. Another thing that I kind of found funny in this interview as well was how much Charlamagne the God was simping. We see you, Charla, okay? We get it that you love you some Bernice Bergos, but I always find it funny how he like, I don't know, it's like he can turn it off and on for certain people. Is Bernice beautiful? Yes, I think she's drop dead gorgeous. I love her face, her body, everything. I think she's a beautiful woman. But there's also a lot of other beautiful women who have come on this show, you know what I'm saying, who are reality TV stars, who are Instagram models. And Charlamagne tends to like just talk down to them and be, you know, really disrespectful towards them. I brought that up a while ago when I talked about Charlamagne and how he was treating that white girl, Tommy Loren. And I said I did not like how he treated Masika. Even though I'm not a big fan of Masika, but I feel like when you invite somebody on your platform, there should be some type of mutual respect. And he was disrespecting her so hard and, you know, just basically talking about her sex life. And he heard that she did this, she did that. But the way he was asking her questions was just really, really disrespectful. A lot of really low blows. And then the next day they had Miss Nikki Baby on there and everything was like, oh, you're beautiful. I love your complexion. I love your skin tone. I'm reading my Bible. So I just find it funny how he claims he doesn't like, you know, these people who are famous for no reason, or he doesn't like certain Instagram people or certain people who are famous on social media. But then when he likes them, it's like he doesn't really hold their feet to the fire. He doesn't really question them as hard as he would other people. So I kind of found that funny, you know what I'm saying? But that's obvious because Charlamagne has always said that he found Bernice Bergos very beautiful. So maybe that's why he was like really lax and he really didn't clown her or disrespect her the way he's done other people in the past. Now, another thing I noticed is that she's saying that she's not chasing fame. Again, Bernice, I'm going to need you to own this, honey, okay? There's nothing wrong with you getting your coins. I know a lot of women wish to be in your place. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would love to get paid $5,000 just to come and host a club and, you know what I'm saying, look pretty. So I'll never take that from you. But to say that you're not chasing fame is silly. You're definitely chasing fame. Most people are chasing fame who are online. Let's keep it real. And, you know, and even somewhat, maybe you can include myself in that, even though that's not my end goal. I would be dishonest to say that, you know, if I was offered a TV show, I wouldn't take it. That'd be dishonest of me to say it. Bitch, you damn right I would take that shit. But what I'm saying is be honest and say that you are chasing fame, because people who are not chasing fame, they don't get their bodies done. And they damn sure don't have an Instagram page with millions of followers, and they post stuff on a consistent basis to Instagram, okay? So you're chasing fame. You may not be chasing quote unquote Hollywood fame like the traditional way, like taking acting classes and wanting to be like a movie star or a television star, but you're still chasing fame. You're just chasing a different type of fame. And that's the thing with social media. Social media has created a platform for literally anybody to become famous, to create a following. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'd be hypocritical to knock her when I'm basically doing the same thing, but I'm doing it a different way. But at least I can be honest and say, no, we're all on here putting ourselves out there, putting our faces out there, putting our lives out there, you know what I'm saying, our reputations and everything else for, you know what I'm saying, to take things to the next level for that bit of fame. So for her to say that she's not chasing fame, I'm not buying that. You are definitely chasing fame. You're just chasing it a different way, okay? She also talked about her daughter, and she said her daughter is more of a homebody. Her daughter doesn't really like hanging out with her because she gets a lot of attention. And that's one thing about when you're a teen parent, and I can so relate to this, is that sometimes when you have children young, you kind of have a younger mindset. I'm going to just keep it real. A lot of people were even saying in the comment section that her mindset is stuck in that of a 15-year-old. She's coming off and talking and carrying herself like she's still in her like literally late teens, early 20s. And that's what happens sometimes when you have children young, because you then have to go from being 15, 16, 17, 18 to literally being an adult overnight and trying to take care of another life. And then once that child gets to an age where you're comfortable that they can kind of, they're old enough to do their own thing, around 16, 17, 18, then you kind of go backwards and you start trying to live your life. You start trying to recapture those moments that you lost, in your teen years. And I feel like that's what Bernice is doing. And I feel like part of it is her and her daughter are in competition with each other. And I'm not saying it in like a sinister way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when I look at their dynamic, the reason why her daughter doesn't really want her mom around is because, of course, her mom is famous now and her mom garners a lot of attention. And part of that, too, is also in the back of her mind. She may not really want her daughter around at these appearances either, because then her daughter is the younger, fresher version of her. And God forbid if any of that attention shifts and goes to her daughter. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like a slight competition between the two of them. I've been on her daughter's Instagram, and her daughter tends to post pictures of her in the club, kicking it, everything else. So I don't see why she's trying to say that her daughter is a homebody. It seems like her daughter likes to kick it and hang out and basically do the same thing that her mom is doing. And then she also admitted that her daughter has gotten plastic surgery, which her daughter has admitted to. And her daughter's 21, so she's grown. She's old enough to do that. But I also feel as a parent, you have to guide your children in the proper way. Now, the thing that kind of bothers me with that is that Bernice is saying her daughter's grown. She can do what she want to do. She's very honest about her plastic surgery. But I remember on the blogs a few months ago, they caught Bernice's daughter on Snapchat telling people that she was not going to give them any information about who did her ass because she didn't want to end up in jail. Because in the event she sent somebody to go to an illegal butt injector and that person dies, that would be on Bernice's daughter. So she was basically saying, yeah, I got my ass done. I'm not going to tell you who did it. And this is what she wrote. She wrote, the only reason I never say who did my ass is because I'm not dumb. Everybody is different. If something happens to you, then I'm going to go to jail for even taking you there. Like, no, I'm not taking any chances. I have to know and trust you in order to you. I think she meant to write, I have to know and trust you in order to take you. I don't know. But that's what she wrote on Snapchat. So that lets me know that, one, Bernice, you didn't guide her properly, because now I can understand when Bernice got a legal butt injection, 10, 15 years ago, because back then that was really the only option. But now you can do it more naturally, more safer. You can get fat transfer. You can do all types of stuff. So there's no reason for her 21-year-old daughter in, 2015, 2016, whenever she got it done, to be going to an illegal butt injector. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's one thing to say, yeah, my child can have plastic surgery. She's grown, but your child is literally on social media admitting to getting illegal butt injections. So that made me give Bernice a side eye, and that lets me know that you're not guiding her in the right way, because if she wanted to get plastic surgery, you should have been there with her and you should have took her to a professional, as opposed to allowing her to risk injecting something in her that may kill her. Even Cardi B said that, she may drop dead because she don't know what the hell got injected into her ass. So the whole situation is crazy. And they also talked about, pictures of her daughter leaking online, doing sexual things. And Bernice said it was pictures, but it wasn't pictures. It was video of her daughter giving head online. And unfortunately for her, she did get the backlash of that. And I don't think Bernice necessarily deserved that, because, again, her daughter is 21. She's grown. But I understand how people would see that and be like, you know what? Look what you out here doing. Now look what your daughter's doing. She's following in your footsteps. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how people came at her with the whole bad mom thing. But people need to also realize that as she's a grown woman, and those are just some of the things that she really needs to talk to her daughter about. We understand kids are going to make mistakes. Kids are going to get caught up. Like Bernice said, she had her at 15. So obviously she got caught up. She was a young mother. But you also should be talking to her to let her know, like, certain things can come back to haunt you. Like, you may not want to have sex with the boyfriend that you're with currently, no matter how much he says he loves you, because he can always put this stuff on social media. So I just think, Bernice is learning, as we all are as parents, and as our kids get older and we're dealing with technology and the things that, that parents didn't have to deal with 20 years ago. I think she's learning how to handle that as well. But I just didn't agree with her being so flippant about the plastic surgery thing, because there are receipts showing that Ashley got illegal butt injections. You know, a lot of people were mad at the interview and they're saying that this is a waste of time. Why are these people famous and things like that? But you have to take responsibility for the rise of fame that these people have. And it's because of us, including myself. When I say us, I never ever discount myself. We talk about these people. Hell, I'm doing a video about Bernice now. We visit their Instagram pages. We see what they're looking like. We see what they're doing. We follow them on Snapchat. So it's the people that make these people famous. And then once they get famous and they start getting money and they start creating a brand, then the people get mad. So at some point in time, the people have to take responsibility for why all these people are famous and making money literally strictly off of their looks. You know, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's be honest. Some of the hate comes from straight up jealousy. Some of the hate comes from women who have tried to make it on Instagram, but people, you know, for whatever reason, people weren't checking for them. But then a lot of the hate to me is kind of unwarranted because, again, it's the people's fault. It's no different than these mumble rappers. People get mad. Why is a young thug even famous? You can't even understand them. Why are people listening to music by XXX and Lil Pump and Smoking on Perk and all these new little guys? Well, it's y'all that make them famous. It's y'all that go to their SoundCloud. It's y'all that get them their spins. It's you guys that follow them on social media. So again, if you guys don't like them, stop making them famous. It's just as simple as that. There would be no Bernice Bergos if it wasn't for her fans, if it wasn't for people checking for her, if it wasn't for people talking about her and, you know, her being on social media. If she wasn't getting the attention that she was seeking, there'd be no Bernice Bergos. And I'm not saying her as a person, she'd be Bernice, but she wouldn't be the Bernice Bergos that we all know. And that's what I'm saying. So, you know, like I said, the interview to me was okay. I don't feel like I got anything deep from the interview. I don't feel like I left like super enlightened. And I kind of feel like she's still stuck in a younger mindset, but that's to be expected when you become a mother very, very young. At some point in time, what I would say to Bernice is that I hope she's stacking her chips. I hope she's investing her money because you can only do the whole Instagram video vixen thing for so long because there's always a younger, more fly chick coming up behind you. I mean, just think about it. A few years ago, it was all about the Esther Baxters and the Buffy the Body. And, you know, now there's a whole new crop of girls. So there's always a new cycle of chicks every few years. And I kind of find it disturbing that she would say that she would pay, you know, $12,000 a night for 3 nights in a mansion that she rented in Miami just to throw a party. But then in the same breath say that she doesn't own her own home. And then she's also bragging about trading in cars. Well, you're trading in those cars because let's keep it real. You're leasing the vehicles. You're not buying these cars outright. They're leases. And yeah, when you have a lease, you're still paying a monthly note. Just like if you're paying a car note on a car that you're trying to own, it's no different. But I just hope that, you know, with all this money that she's making, because when money comes quick, people spend it just as quick. So I hope that, you know, with this money that she's making, with this newfound fame, that she's also checking her finances. She's getting a CPA, she's getting an accountant, and she's making adult decisions on what to do with her money and how to invest her money. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I got from that interview, a few things that she was talking about her money and her finances made me give her the side eye. You can always tell when folks, you know, are coming into money and they're happy because they're sitting here taking it and they're renting out mansions for $12,000 a day. That's a waste of money, in my personal opinion. I'm not saying she can't do it. That's her money. But don't look back at that interview 5 years from now if the money's not there and then wonder where it went. So, again, the interview was okay, but I didn't like how she kind of came at Yee and how she tried to go off on Yee. Like I said, you know, when you choose certain paths in life, just own it. It is what it is. Just own it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a video vixen. I don't think that that's an insult. You know, if that's how you were getting your money and that's how you came into the game, so what? You had people out here doing worse. You know, so with that being said, I also think, too, that when we start, you know, interviewing women like the Bernices of the world and the video vixens and the Instagram models of the world, I think we need to be honest, okay? We can't sit here and praise these women in one breath and say they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, look at their bodies. We give them all this praise and adoration on places like Instagram and Snapchat, but then when they come to interview, we get upset, we get mad. And when you hear young girls saying that they want to be the next Bernice, they want to be an Instagram model, they want to be social media famous, then we get mad at the younger kids and say, no, you need to go to college, you need to better yourself, you need to get a degree. How do we tell young girls to do that when the end is not even justifying it for them? So they go to college for 4 years, they get their degree, and they end up getting a job in social services, what they went to school for, and they're lucky if they're making $15 an hour. Meanwhile, a girl like Bernice, who has no high school education because she dropped out of high school, never went to college, is literally making $5,000 a pop just to be in the club and say, hey, you guys, it's your girl Bernice, and to host. So do you understand how hypocritical that is to society? We get mad and we tear her down in the comment section, but yet and still she's able to get jobs making money like this. And then we'll tell other girls, no, don't be like a Bernice. Don't do that. Go to school, get your degree. And then they do that and they have nothing to show for it. So I'm not sitting here trying to preach. I'm just saying I'm confused. Like, society confuses me. So for me, that's why I can't knock somebody like a Bernice Bergos, and I can't knock somebody like these video vixens that I see online and these Instagram models. And let's keep it 100. What a lot of these girls are doing on the gram and how they're traveling and partying and doing all this stuff and hanging with celebrities, that looks a lot sweeter and a lot more tempting to young girls than the chick who's going to school every day trying to make good grades. I mean, look at it like this. In that interview, she literally said that when she met the Kardashians, that was one of the most happiest moments of her life. She got to meet Khloe and Kylie. And then this woman at the age of 36 or 37, she proceeds to say that she looks up to women like Kylie Jenner, Blac Chyna, and Amber Rose. This is a woman who's older than any of those women. Matter of fact, Kylie Jenner's younger than her daughter. It's like it's so sad that this is a grown woman thinking like this, and she still has the mindset of a 15-year-old. There's no way in hell that at her age she should be looking at a 21-year-old chick like Kylie Jenner and saying that she looks to her like a role model. Like, to me, that's just crazy. So if this is a grown woman who's enamored by the shit that she herself sees on social media, so much so that she looks to these women as role models, how do you think your daughters are looking at these chicks? How do you think your daughters are looking at a Bernice Bergos? And we wonder why a lot of young girls now are so fixated with social media and so fixated with their looks and everything else, because to them, this lifestyle is way more glamorous and it pays off way more than going to school and getting good grades. And who do we blame for that? We need to look in the mirror and look at ourselves as a society. Okay, because that's what we push and that's what we're feeding to the youth. So much so that you have a grown woman literally saying that she looks up to the Kardashians when she really should be looking up to herself as a person of color, and she really should be naming women, you know what I'm saying, who have accomplished a lot more than just being pretty or getting their lips done or getting their boobs done. You know, so I just found that whole part of the interview just really just mind-boggling. So again, society's hypocritical and we send kids cross messages 24/7. You know, to the point where you have a woman who's almost 40 who's literally proud and happy to have this lifestyle, but then we'll turn around and tell a girl who's 15 to say, don't be like her. Go to school. Go do what you got to do. It's just hypocritical. So that's what I take away from the interview. I just take away a lot of hypocrisy. I see some of her insecurities. I'm kind of disappointed that, you know, as a grown woman, she's looking up to girls who are literally famous for absolutely nothing. Well, kind of like herself, you know. I would have respected more if she had named some women who actually really built something, who were really pioneers in something, and she said that she looked up to them in their hustle. Because there's a lot of ways to get money out here, okay? And that's what a lot of folks don't realize. There's a lot of ways to get paid, to get money, and you don't even have to do half of what they do on social media. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, and make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.